Welcome to This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting. I'm so glad that you've tuned in for the show today. I'm your host, Lynelle Ellis, president of Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association, and today on the show I'm going to be talking with two ladies who are from Friends of the Library, an organization that supports the Walla Walla Public Library. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. Be sure to stay tuned for it, and also for station news at the end of the program. Let's begin now with our devotional thought. Today, I thought I'd share some devotional thoughts related to the Valentine's Day holiday, which, as we're recording this show, was yesterday. So it's Valentine's week, and people have been thinking a lot about giving candy and flowers, and about hearts, and about love, and about how we show our care and love and appreciation for the people around us. And I was reading a devotional by Laurie Hartshorn. She's one of the co-hosts for the 700 Club in Canada. And her devotional really spoke to me, and so I wanted to share it with you. It goes like this. Love heals. I vividly recall the effect that those words had after I was hurt in a relationship. I'm sorry. I love you. Those few words changed everything. Why? Because love heals. We live in a broken world where we sin, hurt others, get hurt by others, and need forgiveness. It's experiencing forgiveness enables us to give and receive love, allowing us to receive the healing that love brings. We live in a culture where we are saturated with images and ideas about love that are twisted and distorted. Interestingly, if you look at a dictionary, the first definition often indicates that love is a feeling of affection. In other words, love is what one feels. But the Bible explains love differently. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. 1 John 3:16. That seems pretty simple, doesn't it? Love isn't based on an emotion or a feeling. It's based on action. That Jesus Christ gave up his life for us. A demonstration of great sacrifice. As I look to Jesus, I see someone who loves me so much that he died so that he might heal me. His death was the greatest demonstration of how love heals. Without Jesus' death on the cross, no one could have a relationship with God. We all deserve to simply die in our sickness and sin. And yet Jesus says, "My love will heal you." We share stories every day on the 700 Club Canada of people whose lives have been changed because of the truth of love. In one of the stories, a man named Zach shared, "Love is what heals sickness. Love is what sets prisoners free, and love is what tears walls down. Love is what gave me my life back." We are reminded in Scripture that we are to follow Jesus' example and love whether we feel like it or not. And we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. 1 John 3:16, 17, and 18. Can you think of some ways that you can show love today and bring healing to someone? Maybe it's a simple confession. "I'm sorry," or "I love you." Maybe it's giving up your time or your resources to help another. Maybe it's looking for ways to help out, to pitch in, or to help carry a burden. Love heals when we take action. Let us be people of love today, because that's courageous living. And here's a prayer of commitment. Dear God, thank you for laying down your life for me. Help me to love others by my actions and so bring healing into their lives. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Joining me now are two friends of the library. This is Valerie Nelson and Jackie George, and they are president and treasurer of the Friends of the Library for the Walla Walla Library. And I'm just so delighted that you're here today.
Thank you for having us.
I think, first of all, we need to find out what kind of an organization is Friends of the Library.
Well, historically, there's been Friends of the Library since the early 1900s. They were instrumental in getting the original Carnegie Library built for Walla Walla. Didn't become a formal organization until about 1967, and then we were incorporated as a 501c3 with the state of Washington, and that is what our role is now. We're a 501c3 charitable organization.
Mm-hmm. And so that's a charitable organization that comes alongside the library to help make it a really wonderful place.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, we do not follow. We don't set any policy or anything for the library. We simply are there, and if they have need for certain materials or some things like that, we try to help get those.
So, Jackie, how long have you been involved with Friends of the Library?
Well, I think I've been involved with Friends of the Library for about 16 years, but I'm a former librarian, so I've been in libraries a long time.
Library goes way back for you.
Yes,
it does.
Yeah.
And Valerie,
Yes.
You're recently the president, yes?
That's correct. I am the president as of last month, but I've been part of the group for about 3 years now.
Very good.
Yeah.
And it's good to have people in our community who care about wonderful resources like the library. What are some of the goals that you have for Friends of the Library and what you can do, to help our library system here?
Yeah, the Friends of the Library, we do some fundraising and we collect money for the library. The library doesn't necessarily always have the budget that it needs. For example, recently they needed extra money for some furniture and some blocks for the children and things like that. And so we were able to give them that money through our efforts and fundraising and the budget that we have so that they can make the library better while still using the money that they have on their end to fulfill their other needs.
Really good. So what kind of events then would the Friends of the Library hold in order to raise funds to help the library out?
Yeah, we've had book sales in the past, and we're hoping to have one in the fall. And it's been a little tricky since the pandemic. We can't do too many community events.
Yes.
But we did do some mailers and an opportunity for the community to donate money to us.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a Facebook page that people can log on to, and there's a donate button somewhere on that page that they can make their donations.
All right, so that's a way for them to always be able to get connected with you, even if you're not having these live events in the community.
Right.
But again, you said you're hoping to have a book sale coming up pretty soon. So how does that work? Are these used books, new books? What happens at a book sale?
Yeah, it's a collection of both. People from the community can bring their books to us, and we will store them and save them for the sale. And the library has some discards that they save for us as well.
Mm-hmm. And so then whatever comes in from the sale of those? It's like a big yard sale for books.
You got it.
The library.
Yeah, we do not compete with the AUW book sale, which is this coming weekend.
Ah, yes.
They have a huge sale once a year in February and raise, I don't know, thousands of dollars, really a lot. We're very small scale compared to that. We don't try to compete with them at all.
You have your own little book sale. So how does the Walla Walla Library serve our community? What is being offered for our community that we should take advantage of?
Oh my gosh. It is, of course, it's been so different the last 2 years because for quite a while the library wasn't even open. And they did a lot. They went for a lot of things online. They have offered so many programs for the kids.
They have, haven't they?
Yeah, and their outreach has very much been technology in the last 2 years, but we're a wonderful source. There's a huge DVD collection for people that can borrow, and of course, lots of books. Lots of books. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do people access the library? How do you become a member?
Of the Friends of the Library?
No, actually, I'm just kind of trying to help people understand, how do you come to the Walla Walla? Can anybody just walk in? Do you have to live in Walla Walla?
Well, you need to have a Walla Walla city license address.
Yes. Okay.
And otherwise, it is free to all the citizens of the city of Walla Walla. And all they have to do is come in and show a piece that has their address on it, and they can get a library card, and they can take anything, borrow anything that's in the library.
Very good.
Yeah, it's a great resource. There's large print books for people who need that. There's plenty of DVDs, like Jackie said. There's music CDs you can check out, resources on all different kinds. There's study rooms. I know that my daughter has a little friend who meets there with a tutor because they have a section of the library that she can do that. So there's so many things available.
Yes, really good. I'm glad you mentioned that, because the library is just a great space in addition to having those resources and books there. I know a lot of people really enjoy using libraries as a quiet, reflective, beautiful space where you can really go and spend some time.
And of course, we have at least a dozen computers that are open to the public, and they get heavy use. Now that the building is open again, people are there all the time, checking their email and that kind of thing. So
yes,
that's a big, and it's a community building. People can come in and they can meet in small groups. There are several areas where they could meet in small groups.
It's no wonder you want to be Friends of the Library and help people understand the resource that they have, what they can use, help it to be even a more exciting and better place. So what about Friends of the Library again? How can people become involved? I know how you probably have a small board that you're a part of, and obviously you have these funding activities, but what if someone who's watching is saying, I really love libraries too, that's my space, that's my kind of place. How could I help Friends of the Library? What could they do?
Well, there are several little stations in the library where they can pick up cards that they can fill up the information and contact us. They can do it through the web page. We have a section on the Walla Walla Public Library page that people can directly hit the Friends of the Library. So all they have to do is show an interest, and we'll be happy to have them.
That's really great.
We have a Facebook page as well, and we are always looking for people to join our Friends of the Library group, as well as always accepting donations for the library's needs.
Sure. Now I've got to ask you kind of the personal question for each of you, and we'll start with you.
Sure.
What is it that you love about the library, Valerie?
I love plenty of things about the library, but I think typically when people think of a library, they think of a place to go for books. I love to take my 4 children there on rainy days to play with the toys. They have a great section of baking books, which I love to look at, and then they have cake pans that you can check out, different shapes, and my kids love those. They have American Girl dolls to check out with the corresponding book. So my children really love the things that are not just books. And I think a lot of people don't know about the resources that they have there, including a new 3D printer that anyone can use.
Really?
Really, yeah.
You're right. You're saying all kind of surprising things to me right now that I'm just thinking the library, I already thought the library was cool. Now I really think it's amazing. Yeah. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
I remember being, as a young person, realizing one trip to the public library when my parents took me, probably when I was about 11 or 12, realizing, not in addition to all these biographies that I was enjoying checking out, I can check out records here, like the old LPs,
Yes.
and I checked out some old Broadway musicals on LP and took them home and listened to them, and I remember thinking, I never knew the library was this cool.
Right.
So a lot of those extra resources that are there. And how about you, Jackie? What do you love about the library?
Well, I just love the fact that it's open to the public. People can be there all the time, and that it's such a community resource. There are all kinds of online databases that people can access.
Yes.
Consumer guides and things like that. So those things are always available for people through the public library. They're available if they have a library card. Most of them they can log on to from their home computers and get to these same resources without actually having to go in the building. Though we kind of like people coming into the library.
Sure, it's resources both directions. And that's true. You know, so many things are now available in digital format. Academic journals, of course, but all kinds of other resources as well available electronically that you can access from your home if you've got the right pass to get in.
Yeah.
So,
well, and all you need is a public library card.
Yeah, and as we've already said, that's available to everyone who lives in Walla Walla. So pretty easy to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank the two of you for taking the time to share a little bit about your love of the library and friends of the library. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We like for people to come and enjoy the library.
And thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. It's time now for station news, and I have some good news about the new facility. It's always fun to get something new, and we just got something new at Blue Mountain Television, thanks to one of our donors who gave a gift specifically for two certain items for the new facility. We have now purchased tables and chairs for use at the new facility. Now, on one end of the building, we have our studio area. And on the other end of the building, in what used to be the fellowship hall of the Baptist church that we have purchased, there's this large open room connected to a kitchen. And we wanted to make sure that we had tables there so that we can conduct our board meetings there. We can hold meetings with our constituents there. We can even invite people to come for special events there, small special events, and even rent out that facility for people's small gatherings that they would like to have in this fellowship hall area. And so now we have tables that we can use there and chairs that we can use there. And we are just really, really excited about. So I wanted to let you know. Also, speaking of the new facility, we continue to work toward that construction permit that we so much need in order to finish the work that we need to do in the studio area and the control room area and make that area ready for the work that we want to do there for production and for Blue Mountain Television. But we have to make sure that the trusses in that portion of the building are strong enough for the very heavy fixtures that will hold our lights that are going to be hanging from that. So we're in the process of getting that engineering work done for those trusses so that we can make sure everything is good as we apply for our construction permit. So we're in that process, and remember to keep that in your prayers. We're hoping that we won't have to add too much to it structurally, but it's possible that we will. So again, inviting your prayers on behalf of that project. Also, I wanted to let you know that we're making good progress with some engineering work at the station that we've really wanted to move forward on for quite a while. Closed captioning, high definition, emergency alert systems, streaming that really looks beautiful. All of those, making the right aspect ratios and the highest quality possible for our stream. All of these things, not only are our volunteer engineers working on that, but we've now hired and contracted with an engineer, Zach Swayna, who is also helping us to move forward in that area. He's really an expert. And so just by bringing his great knowledge into the equation along with our volunteers, we're being able to move forward at a much faster rate as we try to make progress on all of these interconnected areas with engineering at the station that are important for our current broadcast and our current streaming, and are also vitally important as we do the engineering and we move forward to the new facility. So really, really grateful for what's happening in that area at the station. And then I also wanted to let you know that we have some exciting news with Secret Life of the Desert. Secret Life of the Desert, it's a show I know that you're looking forward to seeing, and Daniel Biggs has been making great progress in the editing of that series, and we are now working very seriously on the marketing plan for Secret Life of the Desert to make sure that as many people as possible find out about this show and know where to watch it and can access it and enjoy the benefits of the 2 years of work that has gone into filming and creating this series. So we're really grateful to Mike Denny, to Daniel Biggs, and we're now working on contract with a company that's going to help us with the marketing. So just excited about the progress moving forward with that show as well, and looking forward to bringing it to you before too much more time goes by here on Blue Mountain Television. I'm sorry that I don't have an exact air date for the first episode for you yet, but I hope to be able to get that information to you before too long. So once again, I'd like to thank you, because your support of the station makes exciting things like I've just been talking about happen. And not only your support of the new facility and the move there, which is, of course, really important, but your support of our daily operations at Blue Mountain Television. Help the station stay on the air, do good things, bring great programming to people, and help people really find out about how much God loves them and the plan that He has for their life and for their future. And what could be more important than that? Nothing. So thank you so much for your financial support, for your prayers, and your interest in this ministry. Tell others about Blue Mountain Television and help them to tune in and see good things that will move them toward God's kingdom as well. And thank you for watching today. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.